Welcome back to another rebuild I got for you guys here today. Today I'm doing a Houston Texans rebuild. This is going to be a fantasy style rebuild, so everything is allowed. I only have two more teams left to fantasy style rebuild, the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is, going to be a pretty good rebuild, I think, because the Texans have a very talented roster. A lot of young players are fun to rebuild. Now, I don't normally talk about this, but my coach's name is going to be Mitchell Mitchell, and the reason for this is that somebody commented on one of my previous rebuilds saying that they drafted a player whose name was Mitchell Mitchell, so I'm just going to put that as my coach's name because, he asked me to. So yeah, that's why. This has nothing to do with the Texans. This is the Texans team here. Deshaun Watson, of course, is their quarterback. I feel like he should have at least quick development. One of the best players to get in a rebuild because he's an 84 overall, 21 years old, and of course he's a rookie, so, he can develop really well. Lamar Miller is here. I really do like Lamar Miller, but I kind of want to go in a different direction for running back. I kept him in my realistic rebuild of the Texans because I really do think he's a talented running back, but I think I have an idea of who I want to get. It's a player I haven't got in a while, and I kind of want to use him here because I'm not going to trade for him in the Steelers rebuild because the Steelers have Le'Veon Bell. Anyway, though, DeAndre Hopkins. Some people think he's like a top 3 receiver. I can see people talking about him that way. He's a very good receiver. He's at least, to me, I think he's like the 4th best wide receiver. Or, no, let me think. I think he might be the 3rd best wide receiver. I feel like I'd throw him above Odell or above AJ Green, whoever you want to put there. I really like DeAndre Hopkins. He's a great player. Will Fuller is here at wide receiver number 2. Also, let me just mention, that's no disrespect to Odell, no disrespect to AJ Green. Honestly, once you get past Julio and Antonio Brown, I feel like there's just a whole bunch of receivers that are like all very, very, very good. And like you can kind of, it's like a toss-up between who's number 3. But anyway, yeah, Will Fuller, not really finished talking about him. He's a good receiver. I'm going to put him in the slot. I hope he can play well there. Bruce Ellington, I don't know if I'll keep him or not. Who knows, but he's a number 2 receiver there. This offensive line is pretty bad. Is Zach Fulton a new player? Yeah, he's definitely a new player. He's like the best offensive lineman now. Nick Martin isn't horrible, I guess. But, I mean, those might be the only 2 guys to stay. Who knows? Oh yeah, CJ Fedora was retired. Forgot about that, so I need a new tight end. But this defense is very good. They've added some really good pieces to this defense, like Tyrann Mathieu. He's a great safety. I feel like he might play corner for this team because they have a lot of safety depth, but I'm probably going to keep him at safety here. Andre Hall is not a bad player. Corey Moore is not terrible. Jonathan Joseph is good, but he's getting kind of old. Aaron Colvin, not bad. They just got him, too. Kevin Johnson, I think, still has quick. Don't know if that's worth starting him, though. I don't know, but this D-line, this team's definitely a 3-4, by the way. I don't know why it's showing as a 4-3 here, but I'm going to run it as a 3-4. DJ Reader's a good defensive tackle. J.J. Watt, of course, is a phenomenal defensive end. Jadeveon Clowney's a great outside linebacker. Whitney Merciless is another very good outside linebacker. I might try to replace him, though, because he is getting up there in age. Bernardrick McKinney, great middle linebacker. Zach Cunningham is a rookie, so I hope he can develop pretty well. The team's pretty solid. My first trade here is Corey Moore, Whitney Merciless, and Pope for Alvin Kamara. I really like Alvin Kamara, but I also really like Whitney Merciless. I'm sorry that I'm trading him. I know he's a good player for the Texans. I'm sorry, Texans fans, if you really like him. He's a fantastic player. He's great. But he's getting kind of old, and I think I can replace him rather easily. Lamar Miller, Jonathan Joseph, and a 3rd rounder for Kenny Clark. Kareem Jackson and Bruce Ellington for the Cardinals' 1st rounder. Christian Covington, Jeff Allen, I think, and Shane Leckler for the Giants' 1st rounder. The reason why I'm trading Shane Leckler is because his cap hit's like $2 million or something like that, so I figured I'll just, probably sign a punter. Newton, Irvin, and Quessenberry for the Jets' 1st rounder. I know I get this player a lot, but he's really easy to get, and he's a great player, so I'm giving the Titans Dunn and Kilgo for Jack Conklin. Campbell, Kelemete, and Watkins for Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. Greg Mance, Jay Prosh, and a 3rd next year for Artie Burns. Here's the team for the first season. I think this team can make the playoffs, to be honest. I think the offense and the defense are both good enough. Deshaun Watson, of course, is still the quarterback. No chance I was getting rid of him. Alvin Kamara's now their running back. I am sorry for trading Lamar Miller. Like I mentioned, I do really like him. I liked him on the Dolphins. I like him on the Texans. But Alvin Kamara is insanely good, 89 overall. And he's a rookie. He's fantastic to have in a rebuild. DeAndre Hopkins, of course, is still here. Braxton Miller is now the number 2 because I traded away Bruce Ellington. I probably would have started Braxton Miller anyway. And Will Fuller is in the slot. Jack Conklin's my left tackle. I shifted him over there. Zach Fulton's the left guard. Nick Martin's the center. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif is the right guard. And I signed Sebastian Vollmer in free agency because why not? And he's the right tackle. We still have Ryan Griffin, though, as the starting tight end. I definitely need to draft the tight end. I tried to get Evan Ingram just at the end, like a minute ago, and I didn't have enough pieces to trade for him. But Tyrann Mathieu, of course, is still the starting strong safety. Andre Howell is still the free safety. Artie Burns, a player I never normally get, is, now our starting corner. Aaron Colvin is the number 2. Kevin Johnson's going to get some playing time at the nickel. Kenny Clark is the right end. I forgot for a second that we were running a 3-4, but it's okay. I think he's a good defensive end. I think he's a very good 3-4 defensive end. Very strong, decent speed with 70, 84 tackling, 91 block shed, 84 power move. I feel like he can do pretty well there. DJ Reader is the starting defensive tackle. If I would have moved him to right end, he would have went down to like an 81. I feel like it was just better, for the team to move Kenny Clark. JJ Watt, of course, the other defensive end. Jadeveon Clowney is the right outside linebacker. Zach Cunningham and Bernardrick McKinney are both here in the middle, and then Brennan Scarlett, this guy rookie. No, he's only 1 year. He was a rookie last year. He is now the starting left outside linebacker. So I'll see you at the midseason. At the midseason mark here, we are 6-1, having to take on the 3-5 Colts. I wonder who we lost to. Not the Seahawks, we beat them. The Colts are 3-5, the Titans are 2-5, the Jaguars are also 2-5. It looks like we should have a playoff spot. I don't want to get too confident though. Deshaun Watson has 10,000 experience. That's quite a bit. Nice to see. And then on the defense, what do we got over here? No one has that much. Zach Cunningham has 5,000. Also, yeah, I didn't mention this, but I threw him to the number 1 middle linebacker just so he has a good chance of winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. 7.9 thousand from Tyrann Mathieu is actually quite a bit. What about Kevin Johnson? 3.8 thousand. All right, so I'm going to let go of Deshaun Watson's experience. I was going to spend it, but I'm just going to kind of let it chill, see how much he can get at the end of the year. I did not mean to go to scout players. I meant to go to, our re-signings. Doesn't look like we have anybody that important, though, because I'm honestly not even sure who that is. Kendall Lamb is the first player we have. Okay, so I'm not bringing back any of these people. We got a first round bye at the end of this season here. We went 12-4. The Titans 8-7-1, Jaguars 7-8-1, the Colts went 7-9. So other than us, the rest of the division was kind of even. 1-3 in the preseason. We won the opening 2 games. We lost to the Patriots, put up 38 points in 3 straight games. Then we won a whole bunch in a row, destroyed the Browns 35-0. Lost to the Rams 1-3, lost to the 49ers and the Jaguars, then beat the Steelers and the Colts. So a very good season. Very high scoring as well. But Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. Too bad it wasn't Deshaun Watson, but he had 4,815 yards, 34 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Really good season from him. 1,260 yards from Alvin Kamara with 16 touchdowns. Deontay Foreman got 17 touchdowns. This offense is just clicking right now. Deshaun Watson only got 1. Receivers, though, 103 catches from DeAndre Hopkins, 1,578 yards, 9 touchdowns. Will Fuller, 1,233 yards, 10 touchdowns. Braxton Miller got 3. Ryan Griffin got 3. How are the sacks? Not bad at all. Only 12 let up from the entire offensive line. 108 tackles from Jadeveon Clowney. Looks like the most out of anybody on the team. 100 from Zach Cunningham. Really not that much. 13 tackles for loss for J.J. Watt. 13 from Kenny Clark. 19 sacks from J.J. Watt. 17 from Kenny Clark. 10.5 from Jadeveon Clowney. This defense kind of balled out here. Interceptions, 4 from Zach Cunningham. That actually might be enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year then. 3 from Kevin Johnson and Curtis Drummond. Okay. He got a lot of playing time. Did he start at... He didn't start anywhere, did he? Why did he have 46 tackles? Tyrann Mathieu, he was playing strong safety. He got 46 tackles. Tyrann Mathieu got 96. Okay. Anyway, he got 2 picks. Artie Burns got 2, and Andre Howell got 1. This is a weird-looking scheme. He got a lot of playing time there. 46 tackles. All right, any touchdowns? Let's check. We got 1 touchdown at least, and that is all we got from Kevin Johnson. Okay. So anyway, we were 2nd in the NFL in offense. Probably top 10 on defense as well. 3rd on defense. Okay, this team's really good. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. We got Dak Prescott. Nope, Deshaun Watson. Dak Prescott is there. But we have Deshaun Watson in there at number 7. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Tom Brady. 9-7 Patriots. Deshaun Watson comes in 4th. Alvin Kamara comes in 8th. Defensive Player of the Year goes to J.J. Watt. Jadeveon Clowney is up there at number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to Deshaun Watson. Alvin Kamara comes in 3rd. Leonard Fournette's already at 95. Okay. Deontay Foreman comes in there at number 7. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Zach Cunningham comes in 2nd to Myles Garrett. That kind of makes sense. We destroyed the Browns, and they went 9-6-1. All right, anyway, anybody else from our team in this list? There is not. Okay, so anyway, why did I keep saying anyway? What's wrong with me? Let's see what the experience is all about. 56,000 for Deshaun Watson. Look at the offensive line. These guys all made a Pro Bowl. This is awesome. Ready? Pro Bowl appearance right there. Zach Fulton. Pro Bowl appearance. Nick Martin. Pro Bowl appearance. Those 3 guys played very well. Laurent Duvernay Tardif probably didn't make a Pro Bowl, but he still played well. He did make a Pro Bowl, and he got quick development. Okay, that's pretty sweet. 43,000 experience from Will Fuller, 24 from DeAndre Hopkins. This team is going to be so good. On the defense, though, a lot of experience over here, maybe. 18,000 from DJ Reader's actually quite a bit. 10,000 from TJ Watt. 13 for Zach Cunningham. 17 for Jadeveon Clowney. 35,000 from Kevin Johnson. He made the Pro Bowl. Why did he make the Pro Bowl and Artie Burns? Actually, I don't know if Artie Burns played better. Maybe Kevin Johnson did do well. I don't know. I'm going to spend this experience quick, though. Okay, look at this, guys. I'm just spending the experience. Kendall Lamb and Chantrell Henderson made the Pro Bowl as well. I don't even know who they are. I don't know how they made the Pro Bowl. I'm not going to spend their experience yet in case I have to bring them back. I know I have to bring back Lamb. I might have to bring back Henderson as well. Hopefully I remember to do that. So the word for this rebuild is Wombat. So if you're still watching, comment Wombat. I'll appreciate all that stuff. You know, all those comments. You guys know how it goes by now. But here's a look at the team. 94 overall for Deshaun Watson. 93 from Kamara. 99 from DeAndre Hopkins. 88 from Will Fuller. He went up super well. He's a complete beast now. I still have to spend Lamb's experience and Henderson, but I'm going to wait. They might be able to, you know, be starting offensive linemen soon, but I'm going to wait on them. The rest of the offense, hold on, I actually didn't finish that. Jack Conklin's an 92, Zach Fulton's an 89, Nick Martin's an 84. Like, this offensive line is amazing now. On the defense, we got, who went up a lot? Kevin Johnson's an 80, Tyrann Mathieu an 87. I think that's pretty much it for, like, the big upgrades. But let's see who we have to take on. And then I'll make sure I check out the overall. I also have to spend my coach experience. The 8-8 Broncos. I kind of feel bad for the Broncos. Okay, 90 overall to their 86. I'm actually going to wait to spend my coach experience in case, like, I draft somebody. I want to make sure I use it on, you know, that position. So let's advance to the next week. See if we can take down the Broncos. We should win this game. We actually lost to the Broncos. How does that even happen? They're an 8-8 team with Case Keenum as their quarterback. Nothing against Case Keenum. I feel like he doesn't play that well in simulation, though. How did he do against us? 240 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. It's actually a pretty good game. Deshaun Watson, horrible game. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Alvin Kamara had a touchdown. CJ Anderson did. Devontae Booker did. And Deontay Foreman did. Ryan Griffin actually led our team in catches. Maybe led our team in yards too. He led the game in yards and catches. Okay, pretty good game. And the touchdown came from Demaryius Thomas. What? The team signed Sharif Floyd? I didn't even sign him. I swear I did not sign Sharif Floyd. I have no reason to. I have a 3-4 defense with good players here. Okay, well, anyway, Sharif Floyd is on the team. Should I cheese him and give him like a really low offer and just keep him on the team for no reason? Okay, I could be really cheesy and keep him on the team and just trade him next season or something for a player that I need. But I'm not going to do that. I'll let you go to another team and actually start because you're not going to start on my team. I don't really want Brad Wing. I can get another player. Kendall Lamb I do want. I want to bring you back before you get all, you know, cocky and confident because you're going to go up really well. There we go. He's coming back to the team. Now I get to spend my experience on him. Also, I'm looking for... Okay, he's not on here. The other offensive lineman with a lot of experience is not on here, so I can go ahead and spend that. Let's see if there are any noteworthy free agents here. $38 million to spend. I kind of doubt there'll be somebody good. Tyvon Branch is the best player. Really don't need him. Cameron Brate. Actually, I could use Tyvon Branch, but Cameron Brate is always here. I'm not going to go after him. I think there's a tight end I want to draft. Sharif Floyd, of course, is here. All these normal guys are here. I'm not going to go after any of them. I have the first overall pick in this draft, but the thing is, there are some second-round players that I want. There's actually 1 second-round player and 1 third-round player that I want, and I only have 3 first-rounders and then a 4th. So I'm going to trade away this first-rounder probably twice to try to get some stuff, you know, later in the draft. I want to figure out who I want to trade with, though, first. I'm trading my pick with the Bills first, though. I'm giving them, of course, my first-round draft pick, the very first pick, for their first, second, and first next year. That second-round draft pick is going to be very important. I'm also giving the 49ers this second pick here. I'm getting the 3rd pick, the 35th pick, and the projected 35th pick next year. With the number 3 overall pick now, I'm going to be drafting Fenton Jefferson, my replacement for Andre Hal. He should be able to start above him. B+ hit power, B- zone, B- pursuit, with a very good combine. He's pretty fast as well, so let's go with him. 79 overall, normal development, 92 speed, 81 zone coverage, 89 acceleration, 76 tackle, 80 pursuit, 86 hit power. Not a bad player. I also have the 4th overall pick. So here I'm going with Andre Fenner. Okay, so there are a lot of good wide receivers in this class. Sean Troutman looks pretty good. He's very fast, 4.31 speed. Mike Dixon looks also very good. He's very agile, can accelerate pretty well. But this dude is very fast, 4.33 speed. But he's first in the 3-cone and first in a 20-yard shuttle. I think this guy's going to be the best. 79 overall, quick development, 95 speed. 84 route running, 84 catching, 96 acceleration, but then he also has 94 agility, 83 elusiveness. I'm probably going to have this guy be my kick returner. My last pick in this first round is going to Griffin Arisman. This guy looks really good. He's not the fastest tight end. 4.83 speed is not phenomenal, but he has good top 3 skills, and I think he can come in and start. 77 overall, normal development. We reached on him for sure, but 90 acceleration is not bad for him. 86 spec catch is good. 77 speed isn't great, actually. 85 catching is pretty good, though, and 84 catching traffic is not bad. This is why I needed some second-round draft picks. I'm going with Harris Reynolds here. This guy used to be a first-round projected player, but now he's a second-round projected guy with a decent combine, actually a very good combine. He's very fast, and he's agile, can accelerate, very quickly. Not the best top 3 skills, but since he was a first-round projected player at first, I think this guy can be pretty good. 77 overall, slow development I'm actually okay with. I've had some slow developing corners pan out very well before. I don't know if this guy's going to start. He might. I also want to draft this guy, Niall Hadley. I feel like this guy's also going to have slow development because there was a pretty poor draft story about him. But he has a good combine, and he has good top 3 skills. I'm going to take a shot with him here. 78 overall, normal development. Does not have slow. That's awesome. He is going to start. Stephon Reynolds is the next player I'm going with. What a name, too. Stephon. 3-4 pass rusher here. B+ hit power, B+ tackle, B block shed. His combine grade is kind of low. But if you actually look at the individual stats, the only things that were bad were vertical jump and broad jump. Everything else was actually really good. I'm going to go with him. 79 overall, normal development. Man, I'm not getting any good development traits, but it's okay. Are you actually a pass rusher? You have 66 zone coverage. Okay, so he might... he doesn't have good pass rushing stats. 62 finesse move, 68 power move is really not good. But I think I still will start him. I got a few more players left. Ellis Pede is one of them. A- hit power, B+ tackle, B block shed with a phenomenal combine. He's going to be a very good player. 77 overall, quick development. I don't know if I want to start this guy, though, because I have good linebackers. Like, I feel like it's dumb of me not to start him, though. It is a fantasy-style rebuild. I guess I will. Jamarcus Spain is the last player I have here. I really don't know if this guy's going to come in and start, but I'm going to take him. 75 overall, quick development. Very good stats. 92 strength is great. 84 run block's not bad. 74 pass block isn't, ideal, but 85 impact block kind of makes up for it a little. So the development traits really weren't there for this draft, but like if you just look at the overalls, this was a really good draft. 79, 79, 77, 77, 78, 79, 77, 75. And then there's this guy who I knew wasn't going to be good, but the players that I fully scouted and intended on taking, they're all very good. So I really like Zach Cunningham. I do. He went up decently, but I just drafted a good middle linebacker. So I'm probably going to start that guy. I was going to have Zach Cunningham be a backup anyway. So I feel like if Texans fans are mad at me for trading him, I feel like you'd rather see him start for a team than, be a backup. I hope he starts for the Eagles, actually. But I feel like you'd rather have me trade him and potentially start than have him just be a backup for sure. But I'm getting Lane Johnson, who's a 94 overall. Also, look how ridiculous this trade is. It's just Zach Cunningham for Lane Johnson. This is what the team looks like going into the second season. This team, I feel like, should do just as well, if not better. Of course, we still have the same guys here, but the new additions are Fenner. He is our new starting wide receiver. Actually, I forgot he had quick development. 95 speed, though. 96 acceleration. That's a bit insane. Arisman is a new addition as well. He's our starting tight end now. He looks like a pretty good player. Lane Johnson's here as well. I signed this fullback in free agency. If it matters, he's only a 70 overall. And then on the defense, we got Pete over here. Looks like a really good middle linebacker. I think he can develop pretty well. Jefferson's the starting free safety. We got Reynolds over here as the starting left outside linebacker. Hadley is the starting number 2 corner. So I think this team can do well. We are 6-2 here at the mid-season mark. I guess a bit worse than last season. We were 6-1 at last season. I don't know. We just played more games now. The Titans are 4-3. The Colts 3-4. The Jaguars 3-5. We just beat the Jaguars too. That's nice. On the offense, though, 10,000 from Fenner. That is a lot. I'm going to let that go too. I'm just going to see what everybody gets at the end of the year. Middle linebacker over here, 5.3 thousand, 6.7 thousand for Jefferson. I see 3,000 over there for Hadley. All right, so, some good experience going around. Jadeveon Clowney, though, is our top free agent. He definitely has to come back. Bernard McKinney, I want. Kevin Johnson, I also want. Henderson, Chantrell Henderson is now a free agent, but he has slow development. I'm not going to bring him back. Brendan Scarlett, I don't really want. So the only 3 guys... I only want 3 guys, Giving Jadeveon Clowney a 7-year contract. I wanted to put that up to 8 for a second. I'll probably have to go like this then. To get him onto the team. Okay. Just need to improve the bonus. Bernard McKinney, though, let's give him a 6-year deal. Have him playing for us until he's 31 years old. There we go. Kevin Johnson. I'll bring him back. He's currently my nickel corner, I think. So, might as well bring him back. He is coming back to the team. Not bad. We just have to bring back Jadeveon Clowney now. Let's try to bring back Jadeveon now. He just wants more bonus. I'll bump it up to that. Do you want that, my man? He does. All right, sweet. We got another first-round bye. That's always nice to see. 13-3 from the team this year. 12-4 last year. Now we're 13-3. We're just improving. 3-1 in the preseason. We lost our opening game actually against the Colts, and then we won 5 in a row. A loss to the Patriots. Won a whole lot in a row, then lost to the Eagles. So lost against the Patriots and the Eagles. Those are some, good teams. And then the Colts, aren't really that good. Kind of surprised we lost to them. 5,042 yards from Deshaun Watson. 44 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. He is insane in simulation. Alvin Kamara, 1,176 yards, 10 touchdowns. A bit of a down year for him, but that's still a very productive season. And Deontay Foreman, 16 touchdowns. I think he had 15 last year. Will Fuller got 99 catches, over 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. That's a great season from a number 2. DeAndre Hopkins got 91 catches, 1,363 yards, 14 touchdowns. And then Fenner, 1,312 yards, 85 catches, 11 touchdowns. These receivers played so well. Our tight end didn't do all that much, but he did get 5 touchdowns. Blocking, I feel like this should be pretty good. Okay, yeah, only 7 sacks let up all season. That is phenomenal. One of them's from a backup. 119 tackles from Ellis Peed is not bad. 20 tackles for loss for J.J. Watt. I see that down there. 16 from Kenny Clark. For sacks, we got 17.5 from J.J. Watt, 11.5 from Kenny Clark, and then only 7 from Jadeveon Clowney this year. 3 picks from Tyrann Mathieu, 2 from Ellis Peed, Fenton Jefferson, and Artie Burns. I hope Peed can win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That would be awesome. And then touchdowns, we got 1 from Ellis Peed. There we go. We were 3rd in the NFL in offense. Surprised that wasn't like 2nd or 1st, to be honest. And then we were 7th in the NFL in defense. I guess our defense got worse. Who knows? But Deshaun Watson is in the MVP running at number 2. Nobody else from the Texans. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Tom Brady, of course, but then Deshaun Watson's in there at number 4. Nobody else from the Texans. Defensive Player of the Year, there's J.J. Watt up there. Ellis Peed's actually up there at number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Terrell Deluzio, or Delizo, I don't know. He wins it. Andre Fenner came in 3rd. It would be cool if he could have won it. Griffin Arisman comes in 7th. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ellis Peed. That's awesome. Stephon Reynolds comes in there at number 3. And then we got Fenton Jefferson and Niall Hadley in there as well. Let's check out the experience here, though. I'm sure we have a ton. 22,000 from Deshaun Watson, but 53,000 from Fenner. Pretty sure he made the Pro Bowl. He did. That could actually be as wide receiver or as, kick and punt returner, because that's where he's playing. 32,000 experience from the fullback. 24K from Nick Martin. 24K from Jack Conklin. Just a whole lot. 30K from Will Fuller, too. I almost didn't even see that. We got a lot of experience on the offense. And on the defense, 32,000 from Peed. 10,000 from Tyrann Mathieu. 10,000 from Jefferson. What about Kevin Johnson? 8,000. Did not make a Pro Bowl this year, but it's okay. Here's the team heading into the playoffs. It's amazing. Honestly, like almost everything is going to be an A. 96 for Deshaun Watson, 99 for DeAndre Hopkins there with confidence, 97 for Lane Johnson. I think those are the 3 highest players on offense. 96 for Jack Conklin too. And then on the defense, I'm going to have Benardrick McKinney start because he's just a higher overall than this guy, than the rookie we just drafted. But who went up well? So our rookie went up to an 86. That's not bad. This guy's an 83, a rookie linebacker, that is. Tyrann Mathieu's an 88. Hadley really didn't develop much. That's okay, though. Artie Burns is up to an 84. Not bad. So really what I want to upgrade in this next season is going to be cornerbacks. But before all of that, let's see if we can take down the Ravens. Let me check out the overall first. We are a 94 overall. They are an 89 overall. So we should be able to beat them. But I mean, last year we lost to the Broncos. Let's see. Did we beat the Ravens? We did. We have to take down the Steelers now, though. And they're normally very difficult to take down. But let's see if we can make it to the Super Bowl. We are in the Super Bowl against the Rams. I'm going to briefly go over those games. I'm just going to look at the scores, really. I just want to see what the scores are all about. 31-7 and then 45-21. Not bad. When I rebuilt the Chargers, I noticed that, I think I mentioned this already. I may have. But I noticed that I never went over the scores of the playoff games when I won the Super Bowl. Or made it to the Super Bowl or whatever. That's my fault. I just kind of forgot to go over the scores. I did not cheat in those games. Like, I have no proof to show that I didn't, but I just didn't cheat. But yeah, anyway, let's see if we can take on the Rams. So we just barely took the lead, but then the Rams took it right back, and now it's tied 31-31. I think they might get a field goal to end the game. They actually got a touchdown. 38-31. Sean McVay and his Rams win the Super Bowl here. That's rough. That was a pretty back and forth game, but I mean, I guess not. They had the lead the entire time. But Deshaun Watson had 354 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not a bad game from him, really. Jared Goff didn't play badly either. He had 300 yards pretty much. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Todd Gurley had 4 touchdowns. Okay, Alvin Kamara nearly had 100 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Foreman got a touchdown as well. Brandon Cooks had a really good game. Our tight end got a touchdown, as did Fenner. Tackles, Benardrick McKinney had 11, leads the game. Brian Cushing had 9, and J.J. Watt did as well. Tyrann Mathieu had a tackle for loss, as did Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. Then we got 2 sacks from J.J. Watt, 1 from Kenny Clark, and then a half from Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers. So I have to bring back this fullback. I kind of forgot about this. He probably wants more money now than he would have if I brought him back before. It's not really that big of a deal, though. He is coming back to the team, not bad. I also noticed that I could have just given him any contract and he would have accepted it since I picked him up in free agency. Doesn't really matter though. $38 million to spend here in this free agency period. Greg Olsen is here. I think I'm going to target him because the only missing, piece on offense really is a tight end. I mean, our guy's an 80. He's not bad, but I kind of want a better one, and Greg Olsen is a very good tight end. I'll take him for sure. I'm going to try to go over 100 points to, try to ensure that I get him. 103 points, I think that should be good enough. Usually Delaney Walker's also here, but obviously he's not here now. And then I don't think I want anybody else. So I don't have anybody really scouted at all in this draft, so I'm probably just going to take a couple shots in the dark and then call it there. Let's go with Emmanuel Coleman. Okay, 74 overall, normal development. Actually a pretty good player, 92 speed, 92 acceleration. Should have good agility as well. 93 agility is not bad. One more random player. Let's go with someone. Is there any quarterback that is left? 6.5 combine grades for those guys. Okay, well, I'm going to put those guys on my watch list, actually, because I'm going to sim the draft, but if you put somebody on your watch list, I'm pretty sure the computer will draft them for you. I'm going to put all 3 of these guys on my watch list just to see if the computer will draft them for me. Let's go with a random player. Who should I go with? I can go with that guy, 6.6 combine grade. Look at all these centers that are good. There's 4 centers right here that are all very good. I'm going to go with one of those guys. Frank Abradaris? Or should I go with Joseph Redmond? Joseph Redmond looks like the guy. 78 overall, normal development. He's a good player. I'm just going to sim the rest of the draft, though. I really don't need anyone. I didn't need anyone at all. I just wanted to show the first round. There we go. The quarterbacks were selected. There's 2 of them. This guy is superstar development. Hunter Cannon out of Buffalo. He is superstar development. That's hilarious. Christian Vierling. He is absolutely horrible. And then is there another one? Was this the other guy? Could have been. Yeah, he's fast. This probably was the other guy. Fitzsimmons. What a legend. But I can't believe this guy is superstar. That is really funny. I'm kind of going all out for this season to see if I can go 16-0, giving the Falcons Aaron Colvin a second and a first rounder for Desmond Trufant. If I'm going all out, you already know who I have to get. Kevin Johnson, Andre Howell, and a third rounder for, just some random guy named Khalil Mack. Why not? For one last season, let's get Richard Sherman. I'm giving the 49ers Reynolds a first rounder next year and Hadley, to get this trade done. So here's the final team. I think this might be the best shot I have at going 16-0. Considering all the rebuilds I've done, you'd think I would have went 16-0 at least like once or twice, but no, I never have. I've gone 15-1 a handful of times, 14-2 a bunch of times. I've never gone 16-0. Maybe this is the first time. Who knows? I tried pretty hard in this one. Just the last season, really. Okay, if I didn't trade for any of the people I just traded for, this team still would have made the playoffs. Probably would have went like 13-3 again. I want to see if I can get over, the 13-3 hump, 12-4 hump, and see if I can go 16-0 here. But the offense, I think, is unchanged, except for Greg Olsen, I guess. He's the newest tight end. He's the newest player, really, that we signed on offense. I think he's the only difference. And then on the defense, all the superstars just got added. Desmond Trufant, Richard Sherman, Khalil Mack. I think those are the 3 newest players and the 3 only players we traded for. But, they're pretty big names. The weakest part of this team is definitely our free safety, but I think, even with an 83 overall free safety, we can still go 16-0. Let's see if we can. So we got a first round bye. That was fully expected. What is the record? 13-3. Okay. So all of those trades didn't have to really happen. I'm sure this team still would have done this if I didn't make those trades. 4-0 in the preseason. Won the opening game. Lost by 6. Then we lost by 3. Then we lost by a bunch there to the Falcons. We took Desmond Trufant. I think they just got angry that we did that. But, of course, a whole bunch of really good games there. I think Deshaun Watson won MVP. He did. How did he do? 5,066 yards, 43 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Phenomenal season. Kamara, 5.3 yards a carry. 1,448 yards, 11 touchdowns. Deontay Foreman, 14 touchdowns. I mean, that's ridiculous. If you have 2,000 rushing yards in total, that's ridiculous. But DeAndre Hopkins, 112 catches, 1,682 yards, 23 touchdowns. That's like one of the best receiver seasons the NFL has ever seen. Will Fuller, 87 catches, 918 yards, 4 touchdowns. A down year, but still not terrible. And then Andre Fenner, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. But, like, I mean, if DeAndre Hopkins is getting 1,682 yards, it makes sense why these guys did not do as well as they normally do. Greg Olsen got 5 touchdowns as well. Blocking, how is this? 11 sacks let up, but only 2 players let up sacks. On the defense, 132 tackles from Benardrick McKinney. 19 tackles for loss for J.J. Watt, 12 from Kenny Clark. Honestly, not many sacks. 9.5 from J.J. Watt, 8.5 from Kenny Clark, 6.5 from DJ Reader. Jadeveon Clowney and Khalil Mack only combined for 10.5. That's a bit of a disappointment. 6 picks, though, from Richard Sherman. He played well. 5 from Tyrann Mathieu, 2 from Desmond Trufant, 1 from Benardrick McKinney, Ellis Peed, Artie Burns, and Harris Reynolds. The defense honestly didn't look like they played all that well. We got 3 touchdowns, though, at least. Benardrick McKinney got 1, Harris Reynolds got 1, as did J.J. Watt. He actually got 1. That's probably a fumble recovery. First in the NFL in offense, 7,402 yards, and then 8th in the NFL on defense, even though that's where we upgraded more. Whatever. Deshaun Watson wins MVP. Alvin Kamara is not in this list, though. Deshaun Watson wins AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Alvin Kamara makes it in there at number 10. Anthony Hitchens wins Defensive Player of the Year. Benardrick McKinney, though, is number 2. Nobody else from the Texans. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have no idea if anybody on our team even started. I don't think anybody on our team was a rookie. I mean, I don't know why I said I have no idea. I clearly know. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we're going to have anybody in this list, though. Best quarterback goes to Deshaun Watson. Makes sense. Best running back goes to Le'Veon Bell, and then Spencer Ware, then Leonard Fournette, and then Alvin Kamara. Wow, he came in 4th. That's really surprising. He had a ridiculous season, too. Best wide receiver, of course, goes to DeAndre Hopkins. Julian Edelman, though, comes in 2nd. Nobody else from the Texans. Best offensive lineman goes to Lane Johnson. Jack Conklin's in here, as is Zach Fulton, and Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, and Nick Martin. So we have everybody from our offensive line in that running. That's really good. Best D lineman goes to Myles Garrett. Makes sense, though. Nobody from the Texans. Best linebacker, nobody from the Texans. Best defensive back, Richard Sherman's in there. Tyrann Mathieu is as well. And then best kicker. I never signed a kicker, I don't think, but Sebastian Janikowski got signed. That's fine. He came in there at number 8. So let's check out the experience. I'm sure there's a ton for Deshaun Watson. 66,000. Yeah, that's a ton. He's going to be a 99 after I spend all that. A lot from everybody else there. You can see it. And then on the defense, we got 16,000 from Benardrick McKinney, 13,000 from Peed. Not a whole lot over here, but a bunch of players with over like 15, which is nice to see. So here's a look at potentially the best team I have ever made. Deshaun Watson, of course, is a 99 overall now. So is DeAndre Hopkins. We got a 98 overall from Lane Johnson, 98 from Jack Conklin. Where is this one guy? This guy made the Pro Bowl. Now he's an 89 overall. He was like a 75 or something like that before that. This team's ridiculous. Alvin Kamara, 97. Still has normal development, though. That's interesting. And then on the defense, a bunch more 99s. J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack, Jadeveon Clowney's almost a 99. Desmond Trufant's almost a 99. Kenny Clark's a 94 with confidence. This team's really good. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I'm not even going to bother just by my coach experience. There's really no point. This is how confident I am in this. Going straight to the Super Bowl. We are already in it. We're going to be facing the Eagles. That's my guess. Can I go to the Super Bowl? There we go. Okay. We're going to be playing the Eagles. That's my guess. Wow. I was actually right. Okay, I didn't even know they made the playoffs. That was really surprising. But anyway, what were the scores all about? 32-28, 42-31. Now, we should be able to beat the Eagles. Let's see if we do. What's the overall looking like, though? This might be the best team I have ever made. 96 overall to their 95. They're very close to us, too. I've had a bunch of 96 overall teams. I honestly feel like that's like the ceiling for teams. I feel like you can't go past that. I guess unless you have a team full of 99s. But, you know, that's never really going to happen in a rebuild. I mean, you could probably trade. I'm sure I could do it. I'm honestly sure I could do it. The more I think about that, I probably could do it. But I don't think there's enough 99s in this game for that to even happen. Like, I'm just thinking of the offensive line. There probably won't be 5 99 overall offensive linemen. There could be. I just thought about that now. So the team's not really playing well right now. 31-17, 34-17. We're kind of getting destroyed. 34-24. We brought it back a little bit, but we still lost in the end. Kind of had a feeling we were going to lose. How did Deshaun Watson play, though? 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That is a great game from him. Carson Wentz did not play that badly either. Almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Corey Clement is their starting running back. No, he's not. I think Jay Ajayi is probably their starting running back. They just ran the ball 46 times. 23 times with each of these guys. 2 touchdowns from Jay Ajayi, though. 1 touchdown from Alvin Kamara. Jay Ajayi got 5 catches for 77 yards. He had a really good game. Zach Ertz, Andre Fenner, Nelson Aguilar, and Alvin Kamara all had touchdowns. Wow, okay. Kamara had a good game too, receiving. Interesting. On the defense, though, Benardrick McKinney had 16 tackles. Zach Cunningham, of course, had 10 tackles. I forgot we traded him to the Eagles. Kenny Clark, Fletcher Cox, and J.J. Watt all had a tackle for loss. And Brandon Graham had a sack. 0 interceptions, though. So that is going to conclude this rebuild. A very successful one, I might add. this team was awesome. I don't want to keep talking it up, but thank you guys very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.